Hi, welcome to the last episode of this season of Red Storm Reel, where we talk about the latest and greatest in the entertainment industry. I'm your host, Joe Roserno, and today we'll be reviewing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, previewing A Monster Calls, and talking about our favorite movies of 2016. This is Red Storm Reel. Welcome back. Joining me on the panel is Missy Dunlop and Robbie Bartels, and we're going to start things off today by reviewing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This Harry Potter spinoff takes place 70 years before Harry Potter opens his first textbook, and it follows magizoologist Newt Scamander in New York City, and he comes with a briefcase full of magical creatures. After someone accidentally lets them loose, he has to find all of them with the aid of 2 witches and a no-mage. I like this movie. It was, I think you said this, like, no, it wasn't as good as a Harry Potter movie. If I had to rate it, I would give it like an 80. Like, it was still like a fun and entertaining movie, and it kept me on the edge of my seat a couple times. Like, the production design and the costumes were terrific, and the special effects were amazing. So I really can't wait to see like how they take this. It looks like it'll be a good franchise.
Yeah, see, I liked Fantastic Beasts. It's not Harry Potter, and that kind of broke my heart a little bit, but I had to get over it, and I did. I thought that it had a good storyline, definitely, and it was a little slow in the beginning, and then it picked up. A couple things that threw me off. I like how they incorporated the American Wizarding School. Was a little confusing that they kept calling them no-mages, because I'm like, no, you're a muggle. I was kind of a little thrown off about that. But I did like it generally. I thought, the special effects were really, really good. I liked the surprise Johnny Depp at a certain part of the movie. I won't tell you when, but that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, he's awesome. I like Newt. I think he's friendly and kind, and he's a Hufflepuff, and he has a good heart, and I think that showed well through the movie. And I don't know if we're going to hear any bit more about him after this movie, if they have anything in store, but I think if we don't, that's okay. It was really good, though.
I was excited to hear about the American Wizarding world, and the story didn't really let you experience a lot. You have to just see as they go through different environments how it works, and it was different. That's why I didn't love the film, but I did like it because it wasn't a Harry Potter book film where you know everything that's going to happen, and it was all a mystery, which just kind of threw me off, and that's how I feel.
Okay, next we're going to take a look at the movie A Monster Calls. A Monster Calls follows a young boy as he's forced to deal with the stress that comes with the imminent death of his young and beloved mother, and he seeks the help of a tree monster that he drew in his journal to help him deal with the harsh times ahead. Now, the way I just explained the movie doesn't really make it sound very interesting, but watching the trailer, it really tugged at my heartstrings. The special effects look amazing. I'm really surprised that it didn't make the Academy shortlist for Best Visual Effects, and I don't know why. It really just reminded me of Interstellar. It just seems like a very emotional and heartfelt movie. There's a lot of crying in the trailer, like there was in Interstellar. So I'm really excited for this one. It just seems like a really interesting way to tell the story of this young boy who really has all the chips stacked against him. And not to mention, at school, he's bullied a lot too, and on top of that. So I feel like a lot of people, to an extent, especially a lot of young kids, might even be able to relate to this movie. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah, see, I'm excited to see it too, but I'm kind of nervous for this movie in its own way because it came off to me that it was a children's movie, but then I found out that it was PG-13. So as much as teenagers might want to see it, I feel like little kids might want to see it. Well, parents let little kids see it. I don't know. It kind of was in the middle for me. I think it looks really interesting, and the special effects, as you said, look outstanding, which they really do. But I'm just curious, how it's going to do in the box office, because I think it has the potential to be an amazing movie, and it probably is an amazing movie. But I don't know, who really fits in to see this movie. I know we'll all go see it probably, but I'm thinking about my little cousins who are 8. Could they see this movie? Is it appropriate for them to see this movie? While my cousins who are probably around the age of the character, will they actually want to see this movie? So I don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I definitely jerked a tear to that trailer, and I would say because it was so emotional, and especially with Felicity Jones as the mother who's dying. That's probably what kids are probably not going to be so easy to see, and I just like how artistic it is. It's very colorful.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I was really taking from it. It's a very colorful movie, and it's going to be really creative and about the kids' imagination, and we'll see what audience it has when it comes out.
All right, and to finish things off on this final episode of season 1 of Red Storm Reel, we're going to talk about our favorite movies of 2016. Robbie, would you like to start us off?
Okay, so favorite movie has to be Green Room. The story's about punk rock band gets a gig. They're like traveling. They're on the road and they're trying to get money. They get a gig at a neo-Nazi like club, like bar area. They get caught up in some drama with like the illegal things happening behind the stage, and it's just the most like gritty, just rough, and like the things that happen are so violent. It's a violent movie, but it's like done very smartly. It's not overly violent. It's just the violence conveys like how dark these like neo-Nazis are and how like bad they are, and the characters are amazing. It stars Anton Yelchin, who died earlier this year, tragically. So let's remember and go watch Green Room, please.
Speaking of violent movies, my favorite movie was Finding Dory. I really don't, just kidding. Not a violent movie, but Finding Dory to me was a classic, and I like really greatly enjoyed this movie. I don't know, I'm a sucker for Disney movies, and I think that it was so heartfelt. I was crying during it, which I cry a lot, so like, it's not too rare. But Ellen DeGeneres just warmed my heart as usual, and I feel like the whole ensemble put in that movie was like the perfect fit. Oh, I can't even tell you. But it made me cry, it made me laugh. It was Disney as could be, and that is exactly how I wanted to end my 2016. So, Finding Dory. Go see it if you haven't.
Okay, and for my favorite movie of 2016, I'm going to surprise absolutely no one and say Arrival.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I know, right?
Of course.
The sarcasm comes from the fact that anyone who's had any kind of conversation about movies with me this year, just knows how obsessed I was with this movie before it came out and how obsessed I am now. And I just couldn't get enough of this movie. It's just so well pieced together. The writing is just amazing. I love the twist. The performances were just amazing. It tugged at my heartstrings and just blew the hell out of my mind. And I can't get enough of this movie. I mean, keep in mind, I haven't seen La La Land or Silence yet, but this is a movie I highly, highly recommend. This is a movie for the ages, in my opinion. Okay, that should be all for us today on this episode and this season as well for Red Storm Reel. A Monster Calls hits theaters everywhere January 6th. I would like to thank anyone and everyone who made the show possible. I'd love to thank the panelists. I'd love to especially thank Missy Dunlop, Tom Walsh, and Ashley Prasad for making this happen. This is such a great experience, and I can't show you how thankful I am. So Thank you so much. I'm Joe Acerno here with Missy Dunlop and Robbie Bartels. This has been Red Storm Reel.